All right, so yesterday we outlined many different details in the eye of your animal. Today I'm going to be working on the scales, or what you would call the skin of this lizard. So what you can see in this skin right here is lots of bumps. So in order for your picture to show those bumps, you're going to basically outline each of them. That might sound like a really tedious task. Right now, your job is going to be circling or outlining all of that detail, but trust me, it's going to take maybe a half hour, 45 minutes today, and then a second day of half hour, 45 minutes, and it will be done. Hardest part of your job is right now. This is not the time to sit and relax and, I'm just going to do the bare minimum. If you follow my advice and you actually outline as much detail as you can, that is really going to help you a lot. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is outlining the different details. I am going around in the darker areas. It is going to look kind of like little circles, if that's what makes sense to you when you're drawing your animal. I know many of you have fur, some of you have scales, some of you have, just feathers. There's a lot of different types of textures. This is just one of many ways. On my YouTube channel, you should be able to find any other type that you're looking for. Like I said, I've got fur tutorials, I have scales, I have a frog. I don't think I've done a feather one just yet, but what I like to do is always go back and kind of check to see my work. And if you look here, those little circles that I've made, it's really beautiful details. If you take the time right now, your job is much easier later on. All right, so I'm just going to be working, not much talking. Follow my YouTube channel if you would like a tutorial on something else. It's also really important to draw those details where you actually see them. Draw the actual shape that you see, as opposed to randomly making circles or lines that aren't actually on your paper. That is probably one of the most critical pieces of advice I can give you. When I see pictures that don't quite turn out right, the reason for the problems is that they did not draw what they actually saw. They started drawing what they know and making their own random shapes as opposed to putting them exactly where you see them. So in my picture, I'm trying to make sure I'm outlining exactly where I see those little scales or bumps. I'm not just blindly making circles. I'm not blindly making lines. I am tracing on top of what I see, and that's going to help me tremendously in the long run. So now you can see those little details pay off in the end. It really does. If you get tired of working in a certain area, move to another area that has maybe larger detail. This kind of tedious work is something I really enjoy doing. I know that that's not everybody's jam, so it's okay if you know, kind of move around. You can always lift your paper and be able to see where you left off. So after just 5 minutes of me working, I have a pretty good amount of detail. If you take the time and take your time, it's going to really pay off in the long run. And again, using a mechanical pencil for this is definitely helpful. A sharp pencil is pretty important for this particular project. Anytime I see a darker area or a lighter area, I outline it. So for example, I'm pointing to an area that just has a little bit darker shadows. I'm outlining it. And that's how I make sure that I don't forget about it. So that when I'm going to add color down the road, I've already got those different areas outlined, which is going to help me understand what where the areas where I change colors when I'm using my colored pencils or whatever medium I'm using. I'll just give you a peek at how it's looking so far. Lots of pencil lines. Can't tell a whole lot of where the dark areas or the light areas are, but we have lots of very, very good details.